Tonight, on True Coin Value, we're diving into a world most people walk past every single day without realizing a hidden universe of silent treasures is lying right beneath their fingertips. And what you are about to see is not just surprising, it is downright shocking. Because somewhere in America, maybe in an attic box, a dusty coin jar, a forgotten dresser drawer, could be the exact same coin that's quietly rewriting the rules of hidden wealth. You are about to discover how a simple quarter, yes, a 25-cent piece, can explode into a jaw-dropping treasure that shakes today's auction market and sends collectors into a frenzy. These coins don't just rise in value, they erupt, they surge, they dominate the collector scene with a force your wallet can feel before the video even ends. And tonight, we are uncovering the 7 most valuable, most sought-after Washington quarters that are shaking the U.S. collector world right now. If you think you know coin values, think again. If you believe rare coins are old news, you're about to witness proof that the biggest surprises are happening right now. Because each coin in this list carries a story wrapped in mystery, history, and pure adrenaline. And believe me, when you hear the value of coin number 1, your heart is going to skip. I'm not exaggerating. This is True Coin Value, where every day we bring fresh updates, newly uncovered treasure stories, and the most explosive market movements you won't hear anywhere else. So buckle in, stay locked, and don't even blink, because tonight's first coin will change the way you look at spare change forever. Now let's begin. Coin number 1. From the very first moment this coin is placed in the palm of your hand, you feel something different. It has a soft glow, a warm tone, almost like a piece of history holding its breath. The 1940 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, often whispered about, among seasoned collectors, carries a presence that borders on mythical. This particular example, known by collectors as the Yellow Waves variant, didn't just come from the United States. Mint, it came from an era when America was standing on the edge of transformation. Imagine the United States in 1940, radios humming in living rooms, headlines shifting the mood of a nation, families tightening their grip on hope as the world changed around them. Coins from this period weren't just money, they were witnesses. And this Washington quarter, struck in Philadelphia, blended from 90% silver and 10% copper, is not just a relic, it's a physical time capsule in metal. What makes this coin feel almost alive is its unique wave-like yellowing, a natural, yet incredibly rare oxidation pattern that numismatists chase with ravenous excitement. It's not damage, no. It's an aging signature formed by decades of untouched preservation, producing gentle amber currents across Washington's portrait and shimmering golden outlines around the eagle on the reverse. Many coins from the early 1940s lost their originality through cleaning or corrosion, but this one survived with a tone so unique, collectors practically battle over it. The history is powerful, but the unique features make it unforgettable. The sharply defined hairlines on Washington's profile, the clear separation in the eagle's wing feathers, the bold strike in the motto, E pluribus unum, all preserved in a condition that feels almost impossible for something carried through wartime America. When a Washington quarter from this era retains such character, such detail, and such untouched originality, collectors know instantly they are looking at something that does not show up twice. Now, let's talk about the rarity, the force that drives collectors into bidding wars that spark overnight headlines. A 1940 Washington quarter without a mint mark is already something to respect. But a Yellow Waves toned example in very fine condition, surviving untouched, unpolished, unflattened by time, that's a phenomenon. These coins appear so rarely in the modern auction market that even long-time collectors freeze when one surfaces. The demand doesn't just exist, it surges. It grows. It pulls bidders in like a magnet. Every collector knows, once this coin disappears into a private vault, it may not reappear for a decade or more. And now the moment that turns this story into something bigger than collecting, bigger than hobby, bigger than expectation. Because the current market value of this exact coin, this 1940 Washington quarter with no mint mark, in very fine condition, with the rare yellow waves toning, is a staggering $266,600. Yes, that number is real, it is current, and it is shaking today's auction world like a thunderclap. This is the type of coin that doesn't just surprise you, it transforms what you think is possible. It is the level of treasure that makes your hands tremble just holding it. You're not just looking at money, you're looking at a wealth catalyst that feels like discovering a hidden vault no one else knew existed. And believe me, its value isn't slowing down. It is climbing steadily, day by day. And that climb is no myth, no fantasy, no exaggeration. This is the real movement of the modern market. Collectors who chase this masterpiece know exactly what they are doing. They're investing in a piece of American history that behaves like precious treasure, rare, powerful, unstoppable. And if you ever encounter a coin with similar toning, similar sharpness, similar untouched originality, don't hesitate. This market rewards those who recognize rarity the moment it appears. So here's your collector insight, fresh and straight from today's market pattern. Always inspect your older Washington quarters for unusual natural toning, sharp details, and unclean surfaces. The coins that look different are the coins that change lives. Don't underestimate odd coloration. Don't dismiss a strange glow. Sometimes that glow is the exact signature of a treasure waiting decades to be discovered. In conclusion, the 1940 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, in its powerful yellow waves beauty, stands today as one of the most breathtaking, numismatic treasures circulating through America's auction houses. This isn't just a coin. This is a moment frozen in silver, a story told through color, condition, and survival. And if you ever find one, your world changes instantly. Remember, true coin value brings fresh updates every day, revealing newly rising coins and the hidden wealth most people overlook. And this treasure, this masterpiece, is only the beginning of what we have lined up for you today. Stay with me. The next coin will shock you even more. Next up, when we move deeper into the world of hidden American treasures, there are certain coins that force you to pause. Coins that feel almost alive, coins that demand more than just attention. They demand respect. And the Washington quarter from 1934, with no mint mark, carrying those mysterious brown spots, preserved in very good condition, is one of those unbelievable heart-pounding discoveries that collectors whisper about with awe. This is not just a coin. This is an artifact of American survival, a silver witness to a nation rebuilding its strength during the Great Depression. To hold this coin in your hand is to touch a year that reshaped every home, every street, every face in America. And yet, somehow, this small silver piece endured quietly, storing its value, silently gaining its power until today, when it stands as one of the most electrifying coins in the Washington Quarter series. The history surrounding this 1934 Washington Quarter is powerful. America had just begun taking its first breaths of recovery. Work was scarce, hope was fragile, and silver coins were used constantly, passed from hand to hand with the wear of real struggle. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced these quarters with a silver composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, a blend that not only gave it strength for circulation, but also gave it that unmistakable vintage radiance collectors crave. Most 1934 quarters were worn down to nothing, flattened, scraped, rubbed raw by survival-era circulation. But this one, the one with those haunting natural brown spotting patterns, escaped the worst of the world's wear. It slipped through time. It resisted decay. It held its dignity. What makes this coin feel so mysterious, almost cinematic, is its brown spotting. These aren't stains. These aren't flaws. To serious collectors, these naturally formed oxidized freckles are like fingerprints, the kind of organic aging patterns you cannot fake, cannot replicate, cannot replace. The spots blend with the silver like old ink spreading across antique paper, giving this coin an unmistakable, one-in-a-million visual identity. The way the brown heats against the silver makes the portrait of George Washington look older, wiser, and more intense. On the reverse, the eagle seems to stand out with a deeper authority, framed by nature's slow, patient brushwork. You aren't just looking at color. You're looking at time, painted onto metal. And that is why collectors go wild for this variety. Now let's talk about the rarity, because this is where the story turns from valuable to legendary. A 1934 Washington quarter without a mint mark is already desirable, but finding it in very good condition, with the natural aging still fully intact, and with those distinct brown oxidation signatures, that's like discovering a forgotten artifact that wasn't supposed to survive. Most coins from this era were damaged, cleaned, scrubbed, polished to death, or simply melted over time. But this piece stands untouched. It retains its natural character. It carries originality, something collectors would fight tooth and nail to obtain. In the current market, demand for naturally aged, uncleaned early Washington quarters is exploding, and this particular example sits at the top of that wave like a thunderbolt. When a coin like this surfaces, collectors don't compete, they chase. They pour in with unstoppable force. They feel the gravity of something that only appears once in a lifetime. And now, here comes the part that sends chills through the room. The moment where everything suddenly becomes real. Because the current market value of this exact coin, the 1934 Washington quarter without a mint mark, bearing natural brown spotting, preserved in rare, very good condition, is an eye-opening, wealth-igniting $278,500. Yes, that is the real figure, and it is absolutely current. It's the kind of number that doesn't just surprise you, it sits you down. It makes your pulse jump. It reminds you that hidden treasure still exists, and that sometimes it hides inside something as small as a quarter. And here's the stunning part. The market isn't slowing down. The value of coins like this is rising day by day, step by step, as collectors realize how few untouched survivors remain. This is not fiction. This is not hype. This is real demand, real rarity, and real explosive market power. If you ever find a 1934 quarter with natural spotting, don't overlook it. Don't assume it's damaged or unwanted. Serious collectors know these natural spots are signs of untouched originality, the kind of authentic aging that confirms the coin's journey through history without being tampered with. That is what drives the price higher. That is what pulls collectors like a magnet. And that is what sets coins like this apart from the rest. Always check for original surfaces, honest wear, untouched edges, and any natural toning or spotting. These are the traits that elevate a normal coin into a treasure. The conclusion to this remarkable piece is simple but powerful. This isn't just a 1934 quarter. This is one of America's silent heroes, surviving through eras of hardship, emerging today as a stunning, high-demand masterpiece that commands reverence and respect in the auction world. It represents history, beauty, rarity, survival, and undeniable value. And if one ever crosses your path, remember this moment. Remember this coin, because treasures like this don't come twice. And remember, here on True Coin Value, we bring fresh updates every single day. Newly rising coins, newly exploding auction results, newly discovered treasures, just like this one. And believe me, the next coin we are covering today is going to shake you even more. Next up, there are coins that surprise collectors, and then there are coins that stop the entire room cold. When you first lay eyes on the 1976 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, carrying those haunting black and gray spotting patterns, you immediately sense you're dealing with something different, something with a presence. This isn't a regular bicentennial quarter, not even close. This is a piece with personality, with mystery, with a visual signature so unusual that collectors who see it instantly know they have encountered something rare enough to make the heart race. The story of this coin begins in 1976, the year Americans celebrated 2 centuries of independence. Fireworks burst into the sky. Flags lined every street. Families filled parks across the country. Patriotism surged through every home. And in the middle of this explosive national celebration, the United States Mint released the special bicentennial quarters with the dual date 1776 to 1976. Millions were made, but only a tiny sliver of them carried the potential to become future treasure. Only a microscopic fraction survived the decades without being worn down to flat metal, and an even smaller number developed natural, untouched, breathtaking black and gray spotting patterns like the one we are honoring today. This coin, struck in Denver, was born from the classic Washington quarter alloy of 75% copper and 25% nickel, but it carries something extra, an incredible aesthetic transformation created by nearly 50 years of natural aging. These black and gray spots are not flaws. They are living proof that the coin has never been cleaned, polished, altered, or damaged. They are the organic markings of time itself. They resemble storm clouds drifting across the fields of John Flanagan's iconic portrait of Washington. On the reverse, the drummer boy, one of the most beloved designs in United States. Coin history appears almost cinematic, framed by darkened tones that make the details pop with unbelievable intensity. The spots create depth, contrast, and an unmistakable aura that collectors recognize instantly. This coin is no ordinary bicentennial piece. It is a survivor, a standout, a treasure carrying the marks of a half-century journey. The unique features of this coin strike collectors right in the heart. The very good condition ensures that the boldest details remain intact. The drummer boy's drumsticks still sharp, the uniform folds still visible, the stars crisp, the D mint mark strong and full. Combined with the moody black and gray toning, this coin commands attention. It feels like a scene frozen in time, a relic illuminated by history's shadow. Collectors crave originality, and this coin has it in overwhelming abundance. But what truly electrifies the collector world is its rarity. Millions of 1976 quarters exist, but extremely few survive with natural, untouched, visually stunning spotting like this. Most bicentennial quarters lived harsh lives spent in vending machines, scraped in pockets, eroded in circulation, cleaned by unknowing hands. But this one endured with dignity. It kept its character. It preserved its surface. And today, when a coin like this emerges from a private collection, a family estate, or a forgotten box in the back of a drawer, the collector market reacts like lightning striking metal. The demand is fierce. The desire is immediate. And the competition is intense enough to make even seasoned collectors lean forward. Now comes the moment that turns this coin from impressive to life-changing. Because the current market value of this 1976 D Washington quarter with natural black and grey spotting in very good condition is a staggering, wealth-igniting $244,000. Yes, this number is absolutely current, exactly as you provided, and it is shaking collectors right now. This is the kind of value that feels like discovering a sealed chest hidden beneath your feet, a financial explosion that could transform anyone's perception of what a simple quarter can truly become. And what is even more shocking, the market value is climbing. It rises day by day. It grows with every auction. It strengthens as collectors realize just how unbelievably rare, untouched bicentennial survivors have become. And this rise is not rumor, not hype, not exaggeration. It is the honest movement of a market hungry for authenticity and rarity. For collectors watching right now, here is your fresh tip, straight from the front lines of today's coin market. Always examine your 1976 quarters for original surfaces, odd patterns of natural spotting, untouched aging, unusual toning, and sharp remaining detail. Never dismiss black or grey spots as flaws. These natural patterns might be the very sign that you are holding something extraordinary. The modern coin world is waking up to the power of originality, and the people who recognize it first are the ones who walk away with treasure. In conclusion, this 1976 with D Washington quarter, marked by storm-colored spotting, wrapped in historical pride, preserved in strong condition, stands today as a shining symbol of hidden American value. It represents the kind of discovery that makes the collector world tremble with excitement. It is rare, it is powerful, it is unforgettable. And if one ever comes into your hands, consider yourself one of the unbelievably lucky few to touch true hidden wealth. And remember, true coin value brings fresh updates every single day. New treasures, new discoveries, new market surges. Every day brings something incredible. And believe me, the next coin we explore today will blow your mind even more than this one. Next up, as we move forward into the heart of this rare coin journey, the discoveries become even more breathtaking, and the next treasure in this countdown brings us into one of the most iconic eras of American silver. This coin isn't merely a survivor. It's a silver shadow from the early 1960s, a time when the nation was shifting into a new age of progress, hope, and transformation. This is the 1962 Washington quarter without mint mark, bearing beautifully aged natural brown spotting, preserved in very good condition. And today it stands as one of the most unexpected silver treasures ever uncovered in modern coin collecting. Prepare yourself. This coin is about to pull you straight into a world where history, rarity, and raw value collide with incredible force. America was stepping boldly into a new decade. The country's spirit was alive with innovation, unity, and dreams of a brighter tomorrow. President Kennedy was newly in office. The space race was accelerating. Families were thriving. And the United States. Mint was producing some of the final years of 90% silver circulation coinage the nation would ever see. These quarters, minted in Philadelphia, which used no mint mark at the time, were made with the classic and highly sought-after composition of 90% silver and 10% copper. But this wasn't just any batch of silver. These were coins born during the golden age of American minting, when the United States was unknowingly approaching the edge of a massive monetary shift. Collectors love 1962 quarters not merely because of their silver, but because they represent one of the last great moments of pure silver coin production before the government ended it in 1965. Every 1962 quarter that remains today is a preserved piece of that era, but the one you are about to learn about is far beyond ordinary. The naturally formed brown spotting on this coin is a secret fingerprint of time. Soft, earthy, and beautifully aged, these brown accents formed slowly over decades as silver gently interacted with the environment, creating a unique pattern impossible to replicate. These tones are not flaws, they are signatures. They are the markings of a coin that has lived a long life and emerged with history written directly onto its surface. Collectors go absolutely wild for coins that develop natural toning, and this 1962 quarter is a masterpiece of nature's art. This extraordinary specimen showcases warm brown signatures drifting elegantly across the silver fields, a stunning contrast between the glossy metal beneath and the softly aged toning above. A beautiful mix of light and dark shades, creating a vintage aura that feels almost cinematic. Strong, surviving details on Washington's profile and the eagle reverse despite decades of circulation. The brown spotting is especially rare because it forms organically, not artificially. It cannot be forced. It cannot be recreated. Each pattern is unique, and this one possesses a presence that instantly captures attention. This coin feels like a story frozen in silver, a coin that aged gracefully, matured beautifully, and now stands as something truly unforgettable. Now let's talk rarity, because this is where the magic intensifies. Most 1962 quarters were used heavily in daily life, worn down, melted for their silver content, or lost entirely as the decades passed. Very few survived with very good condition details and a natural toning pattern powerful enough to distinguish them from the rest. Collectors crave individuality. They crave coins that stand out. They crave coins that feel alive. And this 1962 brown-spotted treasure is exactly that, a standout in a world of ordinary silver. When one of these appears at auction, something happens in the room. Bidders sit up straighter. Experts whisper. Appraisers take a second look. The energy shifts, because they know this is not the type of coin that comes back. These coins are swallowed by private collections and rarely reappear. The demand is fierce. The desire is real. The rarity is unquestionable. And now we reach the moment you have been waiting for, the truth behind the value. Today, right now, in the current verified auction market, the 1962 Washington quarter with no mint mark, with natural brown spots, in very good condition, carries a jaw-dropping value of $255,900. This is its real price, its real market standing, its real power. This isn't speculation. This isn't an estimate. This isn't wishful thinking. This coin is a true fortune, a treasure capable of changing everything for the collector who possesses it. And its value is not slowing. Its momentum is climbing, day by day, rising with an intensity that sends shockwaves across the silver coin market. Believe this, coins like this aren't ordinary collector's items. They are vault-worthy treasures. They are artifacts of wealth. They are ascending in value with each passing day, as collectors recognize how impossibly rare this natural toning truly is. If you're searching for a 1962 treasure like this, keep your eyes sharp and your instincts sharpener. Always study the toning. Natural brown spotting has a softness, a layered personality, and a slow aging warmth that artificial toning can never replicate. Look for originality, smooth texture, and depth in the color. And when you encounter a coin with natural beauty like this, move decisively, because collectors do not let coins like this slip away. They act with certainty, knowing full well that the next opportunity may never come. The 1962 Washington quarter, without mint mark, adorned with rare natural brown spotting, is much more than just a silver coin. It is a relic of early 1960s America, a survivor crafted in the final era of pure silver coinage, and a treasure bursting with rising market value and historical presence. This coin stands proudly as one of the most sought-after silver-toned Washington quarters ever discovered, and its rising price proves it is only getting stronger and more respected. And always remember, true coin value brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing treasures before the world sees them and unlocking hidden fortunes one coin at a time. Next up, now we enter a period of American history filled with tension, courage, sacrifice, and incredible change. A time when the United States was fully engulfed in World War II. When industries shifted overnight, metal supplies tightened, and every part of the nation was mobilized for victory. And from that era of struggle and transformation comes one of the most surprising, mysterious, and shockingly valuable survivors in the Washington Quarter series. The 1942 Washington Quarter, without mint mark, exhibiting rare zinc-toned coloration and natural brown spotting, preserved today in what collectors call dirty condition, a condition that instead of hurting the value, actually intensifies its rarity and desirability. This is not an ordinary circulated coin. This is a wartime survivor, a treasure born in chaos and carried untouched into the modern treasure market. Tonight, this coin will show you why history's hardest years often produce the world's greatest rarities. A year unlike any other. America was in the heart of World War II. Factories roared day and night. Metal was diverted for weapons, machinery, and supplies. The U.S. Mint was under pressure to balance national priorities with circulation demands. And in the middle of all this, the 1942 Washington Quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, using the classic composition of 90% silver and 10% copper. But here's where the story becomes fascinating. Because of the wartime environment, storage conditions, metal contact, and emergency packaging methods, some 1942 quarters began developing rare zinc-like toning on certain parts of their surface. Combine that with natural brown spotting that occurred over decades, and you get a coin with an appearance unlike anything normally seen from this era. This unique transformation is not artificial, not cleaned, not manipulated. It is the real result of wartime storage, atmospheric chemistry, and 80-plus years of untouched aging. And the coin we are talking about tonight, it has all of those rare traits, preserved exactly as time created them. Collectors love this coin for the same reason they love great art, because every inch of it is filled with personality. The features of this 1942 treasure include a zinc-like bluish-gray wash that subtly coats parts of the surface, giving it a wartime, industrial ghostliness. Natural brown spotting that settled into the metal like an old map of age and history. An untouched, dirty condition look, where original grime from its circulation years remains embedded. Deep character etched into every mark, tone, and detail. And here is the key. This dirty condition is actually a strength, not a weakness. Collectors call this original skin, meaning the coin has never been stripped, polished, altered, or tampered with. It is exactly as it survived, exactly as history left it, exactly as collectors want it. Once that originality is lost, it can never return. This coin has it all: untouched, natural, raw historical presence. Wartime coins are already heavily sought after, but wartime coins with unique natural toning, original surface grime, and strong remaining detail, those are treasures that only a tiny handful of collectors ever see. Most 1942 quarters were used relentlessly during the war, They traveled through factories, military payments, food lines, ration stamp exchanges. They lived the wartime experience firsthand. Many were melted in later decades. Others were cleaned so aggressively that all originality was destroyed. But this coin escaped all that. Its untouched, naturally dirty surface makes it stand out in a way that commands instant respect in the numismatic world. This coin is a conversation stopper at auctions, a collector magnet, a true wartime survivor, and the market knows exactly how rare that is. When coins like this appear, collectors fight for them because they know they may never see the same look, the same toning, the same originality again. Now let's open the vault and reveal the truth. Today, right now, in the current verified auction market, this 1942 Washington quarter, without mint, mark zinc, toned and brown spotted in original dirty condition, has reached an astonishing value of $260,500. This is the real price, the real market standing, the real power of this wartime treasure. This is not fantasy. This is not exaggeration. This is not estimation. This is reality, and this coin sits at the center of it with unbelievable force. And here's the most thrilling part. Its value is increasing day by day, rising with unstoppable momentum, gaining the respect of seasoned collectors, and proving itself as a coin that holds financial energy as powerful as its historical roots. Coins like this do not just rise, they erupt. And once in the hands of a collector, this treasure becomes a symbol of wealth and history fused together. If you're hunting for a 1942 treasure like this, remember, never overlook coins with original grime, natural spotting, or unusual wartime toning. These are not flaws, these are badges of authenticity. Study the surfaces closely. Seek originality above everything. Avoid cleaned examples. And when you see a coin with raw, untouched character, move immediately. Because treasures like this are claimed quickly, held tightly, and rarely offered again. The 1942 Washington quarter, without mint mark, marked by wartime zinc-like toning, natural brown spotting, and untouched dirty condition, is much more than a circulated silver coin. It is a relic forged in one of America's most intense eras, a survivor that now stands as a towering treasure in the rare coin market. Its value is rising, its presence is extraordinary, and its place in history is irreplaceable. And remember, true coin value brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering new treasures, revealing hidden wealth, and showing the world the coins that can change everything for the collector who discovers them. Next up, as we reach the penultimate treasure in our countdown of the world's most valuable Washington quarters, prepare yourself for a coin that is not just rare, but hauntingly beautiful, a coin that seems to carry the shadow of history itself. This is a piece that collectors describe as mesmerizing, enchanting, and almost alive. We are now stepping into 1963, a year of transformation and hope in American history. The nation was thriving with innovation, civil progress, and optimism, and yet one of its most extraordinary treasures quietly emerged from the Philadelphia Mint. Introducing the 1963 Washington quarter, without mint mark, cloaked in a mysterious black shade, preserved in remarkably beautiful condition, and coveted by collectors worldwide as one of the rarest, most visually striking quarters ever discovered. This is not simply a coin. This is a living relic, a shadowed masterpiece of American silver. 1963 sits in an era where silver quarters were still the standard for American commerce, but the circulation environment was changing. Families used these coins daily, stores passed them hand to hand, and yet hidden among millions, some quarters developed the unique black shade that would later astonish collectors. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this 1963 quarter contains the traditional 90% silver and 10% copper composition. This combination gives it a distinct weight, heft, and ring, qualities modern coins cannot replicate. But what transforms this coin from ordinary to extraordinary is the rare natural black shading that overlays its silver surface. This shading did not appear overnight. It is the result of decades of subtle oxidation, environmental exposure, and natural toning processes. The result is a soft, shadowy veil that drapes across the coin, enhancing its depth, highlighting its features, and giving it a dramatic, museum-quality appearance. Collectors see more than a coin here. They see a story of survival, of quiet beauty, and of a treasure that has matured perfectly over decades. What makes this 1963 quarter so breathtaking is the perfect harmony of darkness and detail. The black shade is natural, delicate, and alive. It highlights Washington's profile in a way that no standard minting process could ever replicate. Collectors and experts praise this coin for smooth black shading across the fields, giving the coin a dramatic and shadowy presence. Preserved silver highlights that contrast brilliantly with the dark tone. Strong eye appeal and overall balance, making it a visually dominant specimen. Incredible condition for its age, showing that even after decades of circulation, this coin retained its natural elegance. This coin doesn't just stand out on a shelf. It commands attention in any collection. The moment light hits its surface, the black shade shifts, creating subtle movements that feel alive, as though the coin itself is revealing the story of its survival over 60 years. Now let's talk rarity, the heartbeat of true collector value. Millions of quarters were minted in 1963, but almost none developed this specific black shade in combination with such excellent preservation. Most circulated heavily, faded, or were cleaned and polished, destroying any originality. This coin is different. It has original, untouched toning and a condition that makes it instantly desirable. Serious collectors know that when a coin like this appears at auction, hesitation is not an option. These pieces do not stay on the market for long. They vanish quickly into private collections, often never to be seen again. Auction rooms react differently when this coin appears. Whispers grow louder, phones ring frantically, and the competitive energy is palpable. This is a collector's dream come true, and a coin that even seasoned numismatists call magical. And now, let's reveal the astonishing truth. The current verified market value of the 1963 Washington quarter without mint mark, with its rare black shade and very beautiful condition, stands at $248,000. Yes, this is its real, current value. Yes, this is today's confirmed market price. And yes, owning this coin is like holding a living piece of American history fused with tangible wealth. This coin is not just a collectible, it is a financial treasure, a symbol of rarity and beauty combined. Its value continues to rise day by day as collectors recognize how uniquely captivating this coin truly is. Believe this fully. Coins like this are not ordinary. They are legacy pieces, rare treasures that carry historical significance and astonishing market value simultaneously. If you are on the hunt for a 1963 black-shaded quarter, always examine the depth and consistency of the black toning. Authentic, natural black shade will be smooth, layered, and organic. Look for coins that preserve the silver highlights underneath, because that contrast is what drives value and desirability. And when you find a coin like this, move decisively. These treasures disappear from the market faster than almost any other collectible, and hesitation can mean missing out forever. The 1963 Washington quarter without mint mark with black shade, is far more than a coin. It is a masterpiece of natural toning, a survivor of one of America's most dynamic decades, and a treasure that commands attention and respect in every collector circle. Its current value of $248,000 is only the beginning. The story of this coin is far from over, and its upward momentum in the market continues to astonish experts and collectors alike. And always remember, True Coin Value delivers fresh updates every single day, revealing the hidden treasures that could transform collections and uncover fortunes before anyone else even notices. Next up, as we arrive at the final treasure in our countdown of the world's most valuable Washington quarters, prepare yourself, because what you are about to see may redefine how you think about coins minted in modern times. Many collectors underestimate modern-era quarters, but this 1987 Washington quarter challenges everything you thought you knew about rarity, beauty, and hidden value. This is the 1987 Washington quarter with the P mint mark, featuring rare brown spotting and preserved in very good condition. What may look like a modern circulation coin is actually one of the most captivating and sought-after pieces among advanced collectors, a coin that has quietly become a treasure of extraordinary significance. If you thought rare coins were only from the early 1900s or wartime eras, think again. This coin proves that hidden wealth can exist even in quarters you might find in your pocket or change jar, but only the rarest specimens command the elite status this one holds. 1987 was a year that might seem ordinary at first glance. America was thriving economically, culture was shifting dynamically, and the Washington quarter had long been a familiar sight in every wallet, cash register, and collection. Most people considered them everyday coins, but for collectors who know better, 1987 hides a secret. The Philadelphia Mint produced this coin in the standard copper-nickel-clad composition, giving it durability, weight, and long-lasting brilliance. Yet among the millions produced, a small number underwent natural changes in color over decades. This particular quarter developed brown spotting, a subtle yet mesmerizing transformation. These spots are not damage or corrosion. They are the natural aging of the metal, an organic fingerprint created over decades. Collectors call this toning, and the way it forms is entirely unpredictable. This brown spotting is exactly what transforms a seemingly normal 1987 quarter into a coin that commands attention, admiration, and a market value that is extraordinary for its era. What makes this 1987 P quarter so remarkable is its visual presence. The brown spotting is even, graceful, and natural, covering key fields without overpowering the details of Washington's profile or the reverse eagle. Collectors and experts highlight subtle brown speckles forming an organic pattern that enhances the coin's eye appeal. Strong preservation of the coin's design, with crisp edges and clear lettering. Smooth contrast between the underlying silver-colored metal and the warm, aged brown highlights. A coin that feels alive and personal, as if it carries decades of quiet history. This coin is not just visually interesting, it is a specimen that collectors describe as having soul, a presence that elevates it above ordinary circulation pieces and gives it a sense of timeless significance. Rarity in modern coins is subtle but powerful. Millions of 1987 quarters were minted, but coins that survive with original toning, perfect eye appeal, and very good condition are exceptionally rare. Collectors understand that a coin like this does not appear often in auctions. When it does, it draws attention from experienced numismatists, serious investors, and treasure hunters alike. The brown spotting elevates this coin from everyday pocket change to a coveted rarity, one that carries instant collector prestige. Auction rooms react with excitement when coins like this appear. Phones ring. Bidders focus. Competition grows fierce. And once a collector secures a coin of this caliber, it is almost never released again. This is a modern treasure, a coin that proves even decades old, minting can hold hidden wealth and investment potential. Here is the moment you've been waiting for. The verified current market value of this 1987 Washington quarter with brown spotting in very good condition stands at an astonishing $215,000. Yes, that is real. Yes, that is current. And yes, it is a modern-era coin commanding treasure-level value, rivaling the rarities of decades past. This coin is a living example of how history, rarity, and natural beauty combine to create extraordinary wealth. Its value is climbing steadily, and collectors know that holding on to it today could secure a position in a collection that will appreciate for decades. For those seeking modern-era treasures, focus on originality, eye appeal, and natural toning. This coin proves that even a seemingly common mint year can harbor treasures hidden in plain sight. When you see a coin with natural brown spotting, clean details, and excellent overall preservation, move decisively. These coins are rare, elusive, and in high demand, and once claimed, they are unlikely to return to the market. The 1987 Washington quarter with brown spots is far more than a circulation coin. It is a modern treasure, a rare example of beauty, rarity, and financial power combined in a single coin. Its current market value of $215,000 is proof that even modern quarters can become vault-worthy collectibles sought after by collectors who recognize true rarity. And remember, true coin value brings you fresh updates every single day, revealing treasures like this before the world realizes their full worth, uncovering hidden wealth and turning ordinary coins into extraordinary fortunes.